First Mitchell Men cook-off, craft dinner cook-off, which we actually held. I would like to point out that I won, not Kevin. We checked the internet before coming to this event to see what the mother and father of the groom should be saying. And there were three things. One was to thank everybody for coming. The second was to welcome Kaitlyn to the Mitchell family. And the third was to provide some encouragement to Kevin. So what I would like to say to start with is welcome everybody. Welcome Kaitlyn. Good luck, Kevin. Carol and I have had the pleasure, the honor of attending many weddings over the last number of years. One of them I'd like to relate to you. We had an opportunity to attend a friend of mine's wedding many years ago, a fellow student from University in Windsor, who moved out to Calgary and worked with me for a while. He married a young woman from Cambodia. Her family were refugees from Cambodia, and they moved to Calgary. The wedding was quite remarkable. The Cambodian wedding, traditional Cambodian wedding, is a 3 or 4 day event, and they go through multiple stages of costumes and so on and so forth. At this wedding, of course, it was held one afternoon in the mother-in-law's house in Calgary. And my buddy was a real good sport and wore all the different traditional Cambodian costumes, including the curly-toed shoes and all the rest. It was a remarkable event, and I was honored to be able to attend. The house, a small house in Calgary, was packed with family and friends. Most of them could only speak Cambodian. Carol and I were a couple of the only two that couldn't speak Cambodian. One of the sisters translated for us, so it was rather interesting. That particular wedding was overseen by a Buddhist monk in his robes, and I think he was about 120 years old. Stood about 4'11". That was quite an experience. Another wedding that many of you have attended just recently. We had an opportunity to attend Carol's nephew's wedding just recently, just down the highway in Woodstock. A rather interesting wedding. The McIntyre family are very big into hockey. The bride-to-be is a figure skating instructor. And the wedding, including the entire wedding party and the minister, everybody on skates. It was held at Center Ice in the hockey arena in Woodstock. All of the family and friends, and there were many of them, sat in the stands, and some of the immediate family sat in the penalty boxes at the GS. So that was another very, very good experience for us. The third wedding I'd like to comment on that we have recently attended is my nephew. The wedding was held for my brother's son, wherever they're sitting, in Jamaica, on the beach in Jamaica. Another fabulous wedding. I think there were about 60 family and friends that attended from Canada, from Western Canada and Ontario. My nephew's bride was a member of a, don't kill me if I'm wrong, it's a Ukraine, thank you, my coach, a professional Ukrainian dance company. And 10 of the members of the dance troupe came down from Edmonton with their costumes and makeup and music and put on a performance for us during the reception. And it was a remarkable thing to see, especially when the Jamaican staff joined in and then started to teach us some of the Jamaican dancing, which is rather unusual, to say the least. Yeah. My point in going through these experiences that we've had is to stress the one thing that all those, and I'm skipping ahead on my speech here, one thing that these things had all in common was friends and family. It's the friends and family that make an event like this successful. What I wanted to comment on and skipped over was the variation between these. Some of the weddings were held in hockey arenas, on the beach, in churches, in hotels, at golf courses, inside, outside. Some were presided over by ministers, justice of the peace, priests, my brother-in-law, my father, a number of different types of weddings. But all of them had the same thing in common, was the family and friends that attended to make it successful. And so with that being said, I would like to thank all of you, family and friends, for coming and attending, especially those that have made the commitment to come from as far away, I think, as Fort McMurray and other places in Alberta, and any place that I have missed. We would like to thank the little teddy bear for coming in his tux. And then one of the other things I need to mention, of course, is Kaitlyn. Kaitlyn has been a great friend to Kevin. It's obvious how happy the two of them are. I would like to suggest to Kaitlyn that not all mother-in-laws are as bad as the stories make it sound. And I would suggest that spending time with Carol, she would be a great role model, and she's a real keeper. And I would strongly recommend that you spend time with her, and she would really enjoy it. She's glad to have a daughter now. We have kidded Kevin and Mike over the years and talked about having a daughter. Mike, of course, was baby Cindy, and so Kevin thought that was hilarious. Kevin thought that was hilarious, so you're welcome. You're welcome. So in return, we had to give Kevin a second name, and we've referred to him as Ethel Gladys for many, many years. Anyway, so Kaitlyn, welcome to the family. Good luck. I'm sorry, but Kevin, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. I had one more thing I wanted to comment on. Oh yes, I wanted to give Kevin some guidance. It's a little late now, but I'll give him some guidance. First of all, it was mentioned during the ceremony, the three words that got us all to where we are today. I love you. My other thought on that is, in order to make sure that your marriage lasts as long as some of ours have, never say 30 long, long years. It doesn't go over well. It's 35, by the way. I would suggest, if you remember, and that's again to see if I can remember it.
That was a joke.
No,
don't forget the birthday.
No, that's not it. No, and my notes are on my phone.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm wrong. I apologize. Those 6 words, they'll help get you through the tough times. And in final comment, the words of a very wise individual that I like to consider as a what's the word I want? A role model for me. Red Green and his phrase, and I'm having a tough time here, I'm sorry, where he says, I am a man, but I can change. If I have to, I guess. Remember that, and you'll be fine. Thanks again, everybody, for coming. I really appreciate it. You are too.
You can just stand up here. Just
Sorry.